Welcome to Camo's Mirror, the podcast where we look in the mirror at ourselves and the world around us. I'm your host, Camo, and I'm thrilled to have you with us today. Remember, while we dive into insightful discussions, this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. Please consult certified professionals for personalized advice. Today, we're exploring a fascinating topic, crafting your greatness. We'll discuss how greatness isn't achieved overnight, it takes effort. Join us as we unpack the building blocks of greatness and how it can be cultivated. We'll draw examples from Malcolm Gladwell's book, Outliers, provide insights on the 10,000-hour rule, delve into Jim Collins' insights from his book, Good to Great, and explore Angela Duckworth's concept of grit from her book, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. Without further ado, let's welcome our subject matter expert Solomon to Camo's Mirror.
Thank you, Camo. It's great to be here and to discuss such an inspiring topic.
Absolutely, Solomon. Let's start with Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers. One of the most discussed concepts from the book is the 10,000-hour rule, which suggests that it takes roughly 10,000 hours of practice to achieve mastery in a field. What are your thoughts on this?
The 10,000-hour rule is a compelling concept, Camo. Gladwell emphasizes that talent alone isn't enough. It's the hours of dedicated practice that lead to greatness. He provides examples like the Beatles, who performed live in Hamburg, Germany, over 1,200 times from 1960 to 1964, accumulating over 10,000 hours of playing time. This extensive practice was crucial to their success.
That's a powerful example, Solomon. It shows how consistent effort over time can lead to extraordinary outcomes. But practice alone isn't the full story, is it?
You're right, Camo. Gladwell also highlights the story of Bill Gates. Gates had unique access to a high school computer at a time when such access was rare. He practiced programming for thousands of hours before founding Microsoft. This combination of opportunity and effort led to his success.
Fascinating. These examples show the importance of opportunity and dedication. Moving on to Jim Collins' Good to Great. What does Collins say about the journey from good to great?
Collins argues that it's not just about putting in the hours, but also about disciplined effort and having the right mindset. He introduces the concept of the hedgehog concept, which is about focusing on what you are deeply passionate about, what drives your economic engine, and what you can be the best in the world at.
The hedgehog concept is intriguing. Can you give us an example?
Sure. Collins talks about Walgreens, a company that made the leap from good to great by focusing on its hedgehog concept. They decided to be the best in the world at convenient drugstores, driving their economic engine through high customer convenience. This focus led to significant growth and success.
That's a great example of strategic focus. Collins also mentions the importance of getting the right people on the bus. How does that contribute to greatness?
Collins emphasizes that having the right people in the right roles is crucial. He discusses how Wells Fargo, under the leadership of Dick Cooley, focused on assembling a team of talented executives who were disciplined and aligned with the company's vision. This strategic staffing played a critical role in the bank's transformation.
So it's about aligning talent with vision. Now let's talk about Angela Duckworth's Grit, the power of passion and perseverance. How does grit factor into greatness?
Duckworth argues that the key to success is not talent, but a blend of passion and perseverance, which she calls grit. She provides research showing that grit is a better predictor of success than talent or IQ score.
Duckworth's concept of grit ties in beautifully with our discussion. Do you have an example from her book?
Yes, Duckworth talks about West Point cadets. She found that cadets who scored higher on her grit scale were more likely to complete the rigorous training program, regardless of their talent or IQ scores. This shows how perseverance and passion can drive success.
That's a powerful example. Another one I recall is about spelling bee champions. Duckworth found that the most successful participants were not necessarily the most naturally talented, but the ones who practiced the most and remained committed to their goal.
Absolutely. While I was often regarded as a natural-born swimmer in my youth, let me draw your attention to the story of Michael Phelps. Unlike me, Phelps wasn't naturally predisposed to swimming. However, his relentless practice, unwavering discipline, and remarkable mental toughness propelled him to become the most decorated Olympian of all time.
These stories really illustrate how combining consistent practice, strategic focus, and grit can lead to greatness. Solomon, how can listeners start cultivating these qualities in their own lives?
Great question, Camo. First, it's essential to identify your passions and align them with your strengths, as Collins suggests with the hedgehog concept. Then, set specific, manageable goals and dedicate time to practice regularly. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, embodying Duckworth's grit. Lastly, seek feedback and continuously refine your approach.
That's excellent advice, Solomon. By integrating these principles, consistent practice, disciplined effort, passion, and perseverance, listeners can start crafting their path to greatness.
Absolutely, Camo. And remember, greatness isn't achieved overnight. It's a journey of continuous improvement and dedication.
Well said, Solomon. Thank you so much for joining us today on Camo's Mirror. It's been a fantastic discussion.
Thank you, Camo. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Join us next time as we continue to look in the mirror at ourselves and the world around us. Until then, keep striving for greatness.